I don't know if you guys know that song, but it's pretty fucking epic. Everyone should give it a listen after this. It's a tough one to follow. My heart space. You're an amazing woman, Jess. There are two ways at any given point in time in which you can run and operate your business. You can show up and run it from the old paradigm, or you can run it and show up within the new paradigm. The old paradigm is rooted in the corporate masculine energy. The new paradigm is rooted in the highest self, divine feminine energy. The corporate old paradigm is crumbling. It's not working for anyone, and it's not serving anyone. There was a study, a global study released late last year that reported 83% of Australians are currently experiencing burnout. 83%. That's a phenomenal statistic. Further data and studies show us that men are burning out currently at around 30%, and that women are burning out at significantly higher rates, around 43 to 45%. That same data reveals that the rate at which men are burning out is on the decline, which is, of course, good. But for women, it is steadily on the increase. And it's no surprise if you really think about it, because I'm actually going to take my shoes off. Shouldn't have worn heels. If you think about it, the old corporate paradigm is a world and a structure that was created originally by men, for men, many, many centuries ago. That same structure we see today, its after effects, and it's not working. It's not working for the men either. But it makes sense that it's not working for women. It asks women to abandon our very feminine essence and energy the moment we step in and operate within the corporate world and structure. And so who am I to stand here today and talk about the old paradigm and the new paradigm? Well, I'm someone who has operated businesses in both. I've operated a business in the old paradigm, and it led to burnout. I've operated and currently operating a business within the new paradigm, and let me tell you, it's life-giving. So let's rewind a couple of years. 5 years ago, I owned an incredibly successful law firm. We were nationally recognised. We had won multiple awards across Australia going up against the top tier firms. And what that meant for me as a director was that on paper, I had every success in the world. I had the house, I had the car, I definitely had the money in the bank, I had the family, and I had zero fucking time or energy to enjoy any of it. I was consistently overwhelmed, consistently exhausted, reactive, chasing my tail, that eat, sleep, work, repeat cycle. Nothing was enough. I wasn't saturated. Totally numb on the inside, totally disconnected. And I remember looking in the mirror and I couldn't recognize the women or the little girl within me staring back at me. And so what followed at that stage was an incredible personal healing journey. And that healing journey had nothing to do with my business. I remember when that journey started, I knew three things. I've been blessed in life with the gift of knowing, and it's only strengthened over time. I knew that something drastic had to change. I knew no one else around me had the answers. I only would describe that I had about 5% of consciousness back then, but that's all I needed to look around and see the same fatigue, the same exhaustion, and the same overwhelm in every single person around me. So I knew, the third thing, that this journey was an inside job. And what followed was the most transformative journey, where I realized two key things: that I had two versions. I had a current self, and I had a highest self. My current self had beliefs, ways of thinking, ways of operating, ways of behaving, and quite frankly, said with the most love, she was responsible for the shit show we found ourselves in at that point in time. Total rock bottom, totally burnt out. But there was this other part, this highest self part. She seemed to have access to wisdom and knowledge that to this day I can't actually explain to you or give you evidence about. She knew my heart's desires. She knew what I wanted, needed. She knew my values, my strengths. She knew exactly where we were headed, and vision after vision personally, she kept flowing through me. And then working with external coaches, I got taught how to, from my current self level, when presented with lesson after lesson, being given two choices at any given time: repeat the lesson or evolve. And hand in hand with my highest self, every single time, I evolved. And it was about one and a half years of a journey where everything had completely changed from within. I was a completely different person. And so therefore, it's no surprise that I sold out of my law firm and decided to share that gift, that passion, and everything that I had been blessed to experience, and the tools and the practices that I had learned, with every woman when and as she needs it. So I sold out of my law firm, started my personal growth business, and it was about 8 months in where I realized, oh shit, I am heading for the exact same burnout cliff. See, I was growing my own personal growth business from the old paradigm corporate masculine energy, because I'd done a whole bunch of personal healing work, but there was only one way in which I knew how to grow a business. And luckily, I had learned how to recognize and clock a lesson by this stage very well. And I knew, repeat or evolve. And I sure as shit wasn't about to repeat that same lesson. The problem at that stage was I had no idea what the next step was. But I remembered thinking, at a time when no one externally to me could help or assist, I went within. I met my higher self. She's with me every single day on a personal, family, and relationship level. Maybe she knows a thing or two about the business. And boy, did she know. What followed was a journey between me and my higher self, where she would come through with visions, with downloads, with wisdoms, strategies, and ways of doing business that I cannot come up with on my own. Then what was asked was my current self to shed past beliefs, past thought forms, past emotions, and release that behind so that I could embody the next level version that my highest self had led me to. Now today I only have 20 minutes to talk, and I'm sure I'm fairly far in already. So I would be doing the topic, everyone here and myself, a disservice to try and go into depth about the differences between the corporate paradigm and the higher self paradigm. There are so many principles and universal laws and blocks and things like that to work through. But when I prepared for this talk on Monday, I felt called to prepare a signature event for every single one in this room today. And after this, Ash will send an email around, and it's a 3-hour experience because that's what you need to truly see, feel, and sense into it for yourself just how powerful that highest self version is. The one who knows our visions, knows our purpose, knows where we are headed, and then working with the current self to release and step into. But I can share some evidence with you. I know there's some masculine energy in all of us. I've got it too, and I should say the higher self doesn't do it on her own. The masculine energy within each and every single one of us, once those creations come in, once they birth, it's the masculine that provides all the structure and the safety from within. But for the masculine energy in all of us, we want the evidence, we want the data. Okay, Sharné, sounds good. Let's hear the results. Well, guess what? I still have the house. In fact, I live in a beautiful 5-bedroom home, 400 meters from the beach, beautiful oak floors, exactly as my higher self told me. I still drive the exact same car, the things we care about, I still do. I make on average 5 figures in my business every single month. But so much greater than those external bits. I used to work 40 to 50 hours in the corporate world. I only work 25 hours per week. My husband's a teacher. It used to be the biggest fucking bugbear of mine when he could take holiday after holiday after holiday. And so I knew I wanted that for myself, but there's not a teacher bone in my body. And so every single school holiday, I don't work at all. My mornings are slow. My coffees are rich. My skincare routine is lush. My connection and presence with my children, and those I love the most, but they are the most specific example, is unmatched to what I had ever had before. Now, this work sat in the personal work. It didn't sit in the business work per se. But that ability to be present with them, to connect in with them, to walk them to school, walk them home, hear about their friends, and be a part of their life and actually enjoy it, because I really struggled at the start. I so badly wanted children, but it burned when I had them. I fucking hated it. Okay, so now I get to do what I love with those that I love. This year, I've read 6 romance novels. 6. Fucking ace. I love a romance novel. And it doesn't, I don't know whether it sounds or doesn't sound significant, but for me, I have always loved reading. It was my safe space to go. And for 8 years, I couldn't read anything that wasn't outcome driven. And even when I had some time and I'd pick it up, I was so disconnected from the inside that my mind would just be, I couldn't connect into it. I regularly play piano, I write, I create, I go for walks on the beach, and according to some, particularly my husband, I brunch, lunch, dinner, but they all include champagne way too often. When it comes to our highest selves, anything is possible. And here's what I know for sure. Every single one of us has a current self, and it's rooted in the corporate paradigm conditioning, whether we like to admit it or not. Every single one of us has a higher self, and you only have to spend 5 minutes thinking of your vision to know what is possible for you. And it is the journey between the two that will lead you to exactly the thing that you already know is possible. So I just want to share a poem with you all actually, and it's on my phone, I'll just go grab it. That came through to me that time when I was at that crossroads within my new personal growth business, and I realized I was heading for that very same burnout cliff. And this poem came through me from my highest self, and it sparked in me a remembrance. And I'm reading it to you today so that you may remember too. To every woman in business that once was told, this is just the way that the world works. I am here to remind you that the way that the world works is merely a mirror of what people once believed, stood for, and consequently created. So if you do not like the way that the world works, don't think of it as something you cannot change. For what once was created largely by man can be finessed by women. And so, the way that the world will work tomorrow will be a direct mirror of what we as women believe in, stand for, and consequently create today. So dream big. Break those motherfucking glass ceilings and take up the space. Don't be afraid to let your innate wisdoms shine through. And claim whatever it is that you desire. Not just in business, but also from life. For the life we choose to live today is the life we and our children will get to enjoy tomorrow. Thank you.